In other news, while leaders around the world are coming together to deal with the coronavirus crisis, Israel's government remains suspended, but at least some negotiations towards an emergency coalition are underway. And joining us with the details is columnist for Newsweek and editor of HistoryCentral.com, Marc Schulman. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good question. Let's begin. Likud and blue and white negotiating teams intend to meet as much as possible over the next few days in order to finalize a coalition deal by Monday. Do you think that the two parties are actually really making progress towards establishing a unity government?
It's so hard to believe. The distrust is so strong vis-a-vis Netanyahu, so it's really hard to know what's really going on. I mean, there's like a two-front war going on. On one hand, they're negotiating. On the other hand, they're trying desperately to elect a new Speaker of the Parliament. And Yuli Edelstein, the current Speaker of the Parliament, is doing his best to not allow them to oust him as Speaker of the Parliament. So the backup plan that the blue and white has is to oust Edelstein as Speaker and then pass the law that will not allow Netanyahu to run again. This is, that's the hammer they have against Netanyahu for him to agree to whatever they're requesting, which we're not really sure what that is.
Right. So I mean, like you said, the Knesset is currently shut down. But Knesset Speaker Yuli Edelstein said that, this morning they're going to allow the Knesset to meet on Monday. And Avi Nissenkorn today, he just stormed out of a coronavirus briefing, telling the health ministry that such updates should be provided to Knesset committees, which obviously requires the plenum reopening. So why wait until Monday? What's the difference?
He's trying to gain time. Look, the Supreme Court had a meeting today about this. And the justice of the Supreme Court turned to the people of Knesset and said, is there any reason why they can't, if it's an emergency, because the issue is they need an approval from the surveillance that the government put in basically illegally without approval. And the Knesset legal advisor said, no, we could meet tomorrow, but the Speaker of the Knesset won't allow it. And they said, I mean, Monday. What's wrong with Friday? Why can't you meet on Friday? And they had no answer because Edelstein is following the requests of Netanyahu to delay, and therefore decrease the amount of time that blue and white has the mandate to create the government and to try to delay and not allow them to pass the laws they want to pass.
Now, in an operation,
if there's a coalition government, it makes no difference. However, there's not a coalition government. This is what they're trying to do.
All right. Now, in an operation conducted last night, by the Israeli Mossad, members of the organization succeeded in bringing 100,000 corona test kits to Israel from abroad. Why do you think it was the Mossad that brought these tests over and not the Ministry of Health?
Look, the reality is we've seen that the Ministry of Health is trying to do a valiant effort, but they're not organized in the sort of ways that either the Army or the Mossad is to move quickly and do things. The Ministry of Health was behind the eight ball in the fact that they started ordering things 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. By that time, the whole world is trying to get the same supplies. There's a worldwide shortage. You can hear in the United States that same shortage exists. So there's a worldwide shortage of supplies of this kind, the swabs that are necessary in order to do the tests. And the Ministry of Health waited too long to place those orders. And so the only organizations in this country that know to move quickly are both the Army and, of course, the Mossad knows to move quickly. And when it's abroad, it's the Mossad that knows how to operate, obviously.
Right. All right. Now, let's move on very quickly. If you could just give us a one or two line answer. What are the next steps that the government is going to be taking? Are we going to be seeing a full lockdown?
I mean, there continuously are rumors that that's what's going to happen. They claim that if people don't voluntarily lock themselves in the house, then they're going to make it legally binding. I would say there's better than a 50% chance they're going to do that. It's still not clear to anybody really how quickly the virus is or is not spreading in the country, because the fact that there are more cases is more a reflection of the fact that we're doing more testing. And so until we've done enough testing to get a sense of whether it is really spreading or not, it's really guesswork more than anything else.
All right, Marc Schulman, thank you so much for joining us.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy.